Chinese President Xi there speaking at the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation Forum. He also called on the region to build a more open economy. He highlighted the need for free trade areas and the promotion of more economic integration. And similar to the speech, the focus of the APEC meeting is on growth. But the gap between the rich and the poor is getting worse. For more on this, we're joined by Barnaby, who's with us from Manila. And I guess the question is, how do these countries plan to fix it?
Well, all throughout the week, Phil, business leaders and leaders of the 21 member economies of APEC have been discussing ways to help small and medium enterprises or SMEs expand their businesses. They think that because about 97% of all businesses here in the Asia-Pacific region are SMEs, that the way forward is to help them expand their businesses so that they can in turn provide more jobs. And the desired net effect of that is for wealth to be shared by more people. Now, in addition, the Philippine government has been giving cash grants to more than 4 million households through its conditional cash transfer program.
As early as 4:30 in the morning, 36-year-old Rosalie Escobar is already out sweeping the streets in her neighborhood. When she gets home, she helps his son put together broomsticks, which he then sells for about $50 each. Together they make a little over $100 for a family of 9 each month.
There are days when we'd only have 2 meals. We've picked garbage, we've sold garlic, we do what we can to put food on the table.
So when 3 of our children started getting cash grants of $6 a month each and an additional $10 health grant for the family from the government, Rosalie couldn't be more grateful.
Simple things I couldn't afford before, like slippers, food, vitamins for my youngest, I can buy now.
Rosalie and her family are one of more than 4 million households benefiting from the government's conditional cash transfer program. A program the World Bank says is one of the best in the world.
The program performs well in reaching its stated objectives, which is to keep poor children healthy and in school. It has a very significant coverage of the targeted population, poor households with children 0 to 18. It's resourced relatively well. The amount of spending increased between 2010 and 2015 from 0.1% of GDP to 0.5% of GDP, which is significant.
Especially since the Philippines' GDP growth has been consistently between 4 and 7% in the last 5 years. And despite the economic slowdown in the region, analysts believe it will remain one of the fastest growing and most resilient economies in Asia. Gigantic shopping malls like this have been opening left and right in the country, and they are without a doubt a sign of the Philippines' recent economic success. The owner of this mall is the richest Filipino, and he's worth more than $14 billion. The 50 richest Filipinos combined have a net worth of more than $74 billion. That's over a quarter of the country's GDP in 2014. The poorest Filipinos, on the other hand, only had a collective wealth of $170 million, according to Forbes. Despite the government's efforts, the rich have gotten richer, while the poor have remained poor. Even those who've benefited from cash grants like Rosalie feel the country's newfound wealth hasn't trickled down. A lot of people still go hungry, she says. A reality so visibly widespread, it would be difficult to deny.
Not visible to world leaders visiting Manila this week, though, are the homeless people, the street dwellers that are usually around APEC venues. They've been rounded up, they've been brought to shelters and detention centers, and there are even reports that some of them have gotten $100 from the government to rent homes for a month. So while these leaders are working toward achieving inclusive growth, they're not necessarily seeing the reality on the ground, Phil.
All right, sounds like there's some more work to be done. Barnaby, good to see you.